welcome to another episode of the RSL Random Fan Podcast. I'm your host, A-host, Brandt Global, joined by...
B-host.
C-host.
All right.
Together, we're the ABC hosts.
We're all a bunch of A-hosts.
It's easy.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. I'm Tyler. He's Brennan. He's Brandt.
All right. Smash something. Smash that like button. Subscribe.
Smash it.
Go do it. Hit it.
Boy.
Smash it. Follow us. We would love to have support. Even if you don't want to listen to, get your podcast on YouTube, going and subscribing. That helps us.
Yeah, go to Spotify.
Yeah. We need to get more subscriptions on YouTube. We need
really?
500, and then we can.
The only problem with YouTube is it's video,
to
so they get to see how ugly we are.
I know, that's the rough part. But if you'll just go like us, and then you don't have to watch us.
Yeah, just put us in radio mode.
Yeah, remember when we started this and I didn't want to go on video?
Because you were like,
yeah, and then you changed your,
I got a face for podcasts and for the radio.
But then you Nick Caged it up and changed your face, and John Travolta.
Dude, looks good. The nose looks awesome.
Did the face off
That's a good nose.
Yeah,
it's the fat part.
It's a good
body dysmorphia is a real thing, guys.
It's true.
All right. Anyway, so
preseason, we're getting close to the preseason. Things are starting to move. We're getting closer. We're just a couple weeks away from the very first game, which is February 19th. That's a Wednesday night. Hope you got your flights because they're comping us.
Yeah, we're all going to Costa Rica.
They're flying us down there, right?
No, not at all.
No, not at all.
No. Sounds fun though.
We're not a big deal yet.
Let's go to the jungle and
we gotta go to big deals. They gotta smash that like button more so we can smash more big deal things.
Yeah, because if we were a big deal, we'd take one of you.
Oh, for sure. We'd grab a random
we wouldn't
fan.
go by ourselves.
We wouldn't grab. Well, we wouldn't grab a random fan. We would give
invite.
a ticket to a random friend.
We would invite a random fan to come with
to
us.
ourselves.
It was a restraining order. It was just one time.
It was one time.
There was no need for a restraint.
So Real's got some games that are important, not important yet. When does it get important to us?
Well, the CCL is pretty important. CCC, sorry.
Is that the legit Champions League?
Yeah, for North America.
For North America, right?
Yeah.
Not Europe.
CONCACAF Champions Cup.
See, that's what a lot of people are getting misconceptions about, is because we're saying we're in the Champions League, but we're really not in the
European Champions League.
League. No, we are in
that's
our
why they renamed it.
CONCACAF.
So
yeah, they call it CONCACAF Champions
CONCACAF, is it Continental?
No, CONCACAF Champions Cup.
But what is CONCACAF? CONCACAF is a mixture
the
of
Confederation of
North
the
America.
Caribbean, North America, and Central America.
There we go. There you go.
Yeah.
Put that on a napkin and read it.
Not to be confused with CAF, or what's the South American one?
Conca.
Nope. Conca and CAF. CAF is Africa.
Don't get mixed up with my Conca.
And then Asia has their own. Anyway, yeah.
So we're on their own. Now, has there ever been an American or CONCACAF player to actually play in the European? Is that even allowed?
Sure.
In the Champions League?
Yes.
Yeah. In fact, the very first one was your very own DeMarcus Beasley, who played in the final. You're the first American to play in the final of the Champions Cup, whatever it was called back when he was there.
Yeah, that guy played till he was like 53, wasn't he?
Oh, Beasley?
He was just speedy, right?
Yeah,
he was so speedy.
Oh, that's the older brother of your...
No, DeMarcus was the younger brother, the speedy winger. He appeared for the U.S. a ton of times. He's like top 10 in appearances.
Yeah. But the other Beasley was the defensive guy.
Well, Jamar Beasley was
I think you're thinking
striker.
Beasler. Oh, yeah.
Beasler was the defender.
Yeah, sorry.
Nick Beasler.
Yeah.
Where are
But
you?
it's weird because both of those brothers played for the national team. And
you talked about
scored
that.
a couple goals. Yeah.
Didn't you yell at him from the sideline?
You and your brother?
You
were like, Beasley!
No, that was Beasley. We always pretended to crush on Beasler. We would love that guy to come on our podcast.
Nick!
Whoever has contact information for Nick Beasler, reach out, and we will reach out to him. Get him on the pod.
He's your biggest fan right here. Nick Beasler's biggest fan.
We need to know more about this guy.
So, some changes in the players.
Yeah. And a lot of it has to do with immigration. Immigration actually changed a little bit recently. I don't know if anybody's following politics or anything.
I am.
So there's a new president in town.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you heard about this guy.
Yeah.
His name is Trump.
Trump, or a.k.a. Tariff Meister.
The tariff instigator.
Yeah.
Anyway,
what a great guy.
He's slowing down. He is slowing down immigration.
Yeah.
So our team is actually being affected by this. And Cabral, Manuel, these guys are Brazilian, and they're having to go through a couple extra steps. So we were reporting on the team, and you have some really cool stuff out there. If you don't see our content on Insta or YouTube, go check it out. There's some cool interviews we did.
Goals.tv.
Goals.tv, that's a good one.
Yeah, go check those out. And they're just little player interviews that we did. And the longest one, I think it was 10 minutes, but we cut them down. Brandt's a good editor. He gets a boom, 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 boom in there to kind of liven it up. But one of the things Trey said between that was that they're struggling with some of these.
Getting everybody ready to play in the country.
With all the things in and out. And then Anelli Anelli
Players heading
and
off
Luna.
to the national team.
And Gozo
yeah,
had just got back, right? Those guys all just got back. Gozo was all over the place last year. He was playing for 3 different teams, and you know what I mean? So, like, just a little bit of consistency would be great. So, that I think might be what makes starting lineup. We'll see how that plays out, but
We thought we'd go over some of the player changes. We talked a little bit about last week, but maybe if we talk about the expected places where they're going to play, some of the things.
Expectation, what's the roles?
Yeah, a little bit
Who's
like
who?
that. We don't have to do everything, but we've been around. They've done some press days, and we've had some conversations, and there's been a couple of things. Maybe like if you look up top, there's some concerns. The big concern has always been this year, where are the goals going to come from?
Who's replacing Chicho?
yeah. And it looks like we're playing a striker up top with 3 behind.
Same formation
Double
as last year.
pivot behind that, and then the back 4 with the sweeper keeper / good-footed keepers.
But there has been some of the questions that have come through when they've done the preseason interviews we've been able to go to a couple of times. A lot of the players were really confident in Diogo and Forster Jago and Arieth Pol. Ari, the kid from Australia
Down under.
who did not know Lockie.
Yeah, they didn't know each other before he came.
And surprisingly, he does not have a footy team.
All things that.
Hey, you're Australian. Do you know this person?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It's a couple million people in Australia.
You don't know him? You guys didn't grow up together? Like, wow, man, you should know each other.
No,
Well-
they're from different areas.
They got the same accent, though. I mean, it's like, what, they go to the same school, right?
Well,
No.
they're similar ages. They might have crossed through youth soccer. They might have.
You would think that would be a possibility, but
But no, it's not.
they did have a few mutual friends on Facebook, though.
So there are some good signs that they think that they are going to have players that can put the ball in the back of the net.
That's
And
what we want.
Everybody, it's preseason. Everybody's excited. Everybody has a chance before the ball gets kicked, right?
Yeah, and Ari's from Melbourne.
Melbourne.
And he's
Melbourne.
but he
Not
came from
Melbourne?
Sydney.
Not Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Melbourne. That's what he said. It's right above Tasmania. If you
Ooh.
are familiar with the Australian continent.
No, but tell that to our
It's
geography
just
majors.
below
Are you there?
Melbourne.
But he went to
And
Sydney
then,
too.
and then he left home at age 17. Went to Sydney.
Ooh.
The big Fievel Goes West adventure.
Yeah.
Just driving across the continent.
Yeah.
But it's not that far. It's like 3 hours away, though. And,
Really?
But yeah. So,
Did he
that's
get in
what
his
said.
Helix and drive away?
Yep. And then he drove to the U.S.
No way.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And he
No,
still doesn't
he
know
flew.
Lockie? They have like the
He
similar
still
stories
doesn't know
too.
Lockie.
And,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
and they're- well, he said
They came
he said he
over.
knows
It's
It's
them
like from the same continent. I mean,
says they
it's
know them
almost
now.
as big
They know-
as the
and
continent.
they hang
They,
out.
they hang out now?
Yeah, and they just throw shrimps on the Barbie. That's all they do.
That's true.
Yeah, it's bad.
They just talk trash on New Zealand.
So maybe that's the
That's
question. We've both
Yeah.
we've all been to different preseason press things. Is there anybody else that kind of stuck out that you were surprised that a player or maybe people are getting a good vibe from?
Yeah, I think Forster is Jago up top. I think his mean his physical nature.
I haven't seen anything about him. What's
we haven't
what's
seen
good
him
about
play
him?
much.
Well, no, what's good about him?
Well, they're saying that he's strong on the ball. He's good at hold up play,
Okay.
and
That's going to help out Diogo quite a
and
bit.
he's finding the net.
Yeah, I saw that on one of the posts that he was one of the guys putting it through.
Yeah, somebody posted like the clip of him scoring.
Yeah.
If you can find that one, and he goes like up and over. It comes, he hits it so it comes back down pretty hard and fast.
Yeah.
Finds the back corner. So pretty impressive goal.
Sorry.
So far
Sorry.
from what I've seen. So
My caffeine wanted to come back. Oh, and also we had a good conversation, great conversation with Diego Luna.
yeah,
If you've seen that video.
it. Oh.
yeah, he might not play in the CCC.
No, it doesn't. He's still got about 2 weeks from, we
His
talked to him
nose
last
hurts.
week. Yeah.
Yeah, really?
Yeah,
And they're saying, the doctors are saying at least 2 weeks. Then after that, it could be,
spot duty.
well, it could be the doctors making sure and then up to the player.
Yeah,
So
because
it's
he's not
kind of-
even practicing fully. He's
Really?
working hard, but
such
no
a
contact.
rough injury.
Yeah.
And also, like, when you wear the mask, if it's gnarly enough, that mask doesn't even work because it's
Yeah.
pushing right here. That's going to cause a lot of issues with the
Where does it push? On your cheekbones?
That's
Yeah,
what
on
we
your
were-
cheekbones because it's supposed to displace that all the way across.
He said it looks more like Wakanda forever than anything else. So
And he was disappointed he didn't think of,
making it out of vibranium.
no, no carbon fiber
Oh, carbon fiber would be sick.
instead of plastic or whatever it is.
Palladium.
You should get it like all
Plutonium.
decaled like those hockey goalies where they get the like a mural on it. That'd be sick. There's like a moon or
I
something
think you should
like
get a
that.
duckbill on it. So you can,
I'd go,
Him and Conway can really find the back of the net.
I'd go Batman.
You go Batman?
Yeah, I'd go Batman. So any other players that kind of have people have been talking
And-
about? Obviously,
with him out though, like if Diego Luna can't go, who takes over that left winger spot?
maybe we heard some good things about Tyler Wolf.
Yeah,
can't
we
remember.
did. A couple people
Wolfie.
mentioned Wolfie as being
Wolfie?
a guy that's getting after it. So look for young Tyler Wolf to get after that spot.
And that's the son of the former coach of Austin.
Who was
correct?
also a national team player.
Wow.
Scored some pretty important goals with Jason Kreis back in the day.
That's incredible. So yeah, I mean he's flown under the radar really. I mean I haven't heard anyone talk about him.
Well, and he came over from Atlanta, and I think it's just because they're looking for big name splashes over there, and he was like, "Dude, get me out." And
Miguel Almiron.
so we
Well,
found our
It
way
would
of
be a fun experiment.
bringing him over.
Seeing how Pablo Ruiz would do as a left wing instead of that attacking mid.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant Pablo Mastroeni. So I just started laughing.
No,
I was
no.
like, "Yeah, it would be great to see what he could do over there." Get in there, Pop.
your mouth is, Pablo. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't think Diego's going to be
Sorry.
in starting on the 19th. So
Right.
yeah, they could
But
maybe
yeah.
it's Lachlan
Nah.
Brook over there.
It could be Brookie, could be Wolfie, could be Ruizy,
Yeah, it could be a smorgasbord.
but
How did you guys feel? Do you think that Nelson Palacio has the ability to be a starter on this team? Because one thing that they always compliment his distribution, his
Yeah.
long ball, his
Uh-huh.
changing of the field, being able to play defensively. Do you think that trumps what Anelli is capable of doing? Would you rather see Anelli be that right back position or still be part of the double pivot?
I think that I would stick Anelli in the double pivot myself because I think he started out at right back. Like he's been all over the pitch.
Yeah.
But I think he fits better in the midfield than he does at right back. He'd be a great right back. But I think the one thing that he lacks that might be exposable is the speed.
Think Palacio doesn't have the speed?
No, I think Anelli doesn't have the speed for right back.
Oh.
I think he could play there.
yeah, I think
But-
Jervain Brown's faster.
But I think
Has
you
better
want
recovery speed.
I think you want a
if
little.
You need it.
Yeah, if you're gonna be pushing forward, and some of the tactics they've talked about, I think there was a question that I think Trey even asked Anelli about what the club is working on because and that's one of the reasons Anelli they might put Anelli at right back. They've been messing around with that because they're a lot of talk from the coaches and the players, and like I said, Trey asked the question to Anelli last on Saturday about having him play there and then pushing up and getting more people into the box. They're really concerned with the way Minnesota and some other teams were able to park the bus and we couldn't break them down. Well, not we, but RSL could not break them down. So one of the ways they were thought about doing is pushing both the right and the left backs forward,
Yeah.
and then having more of a sweeper keeper and having two in the back, the center backs and the keeper kind of playing, picking it up back there, just to get more players in the box, which kind of goes along with what Pablo mentioned after Chicho left, that Chicho kind of was doing his own thing, like you've mentioned before, where he instead of staying forward and being available, he kept dropping back to try and get the ball.
Yeah.
Whereas now,
Forster and Ari like to stay up top. They want their back to the goal a little bit. In fact, Ari even talked about that when we were quizzing him on it. He's like, "Oh, I love my back to the goal. Get in there, pushing people around." And I said something about, hey, getting physical and knock those big center backs around. And he's like, "Yeah, they're a little bigger over here than they were over in Australia."
He did say that. So there could be some changes and all that, but as far as the double pivot, I think they're going to stay with that. Somebody asked.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about what they're going to do. I want to know what you would want to do.
For me, I say put Anelli at right back. Only if you can have both Ruiz and Ojeda in there. Or even put Ruiz up top and keep Palacio there. But don't freaking give me Caliscan. I think the coaches are real high on him because he's a good team guy. And he hustles and he works hard. But he's not there. He's not at that level.
He's the next Andrew Brody.
Right. He's that solid guy that's going to be a great teammate.
Workhorse. Put
him
in.
Workhorse.
Get
Do
the
his
job
job. But he's not at the level of those other guys. So don't give me that.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you're going to put an Elliott right back, don't put Caliscan in there. But if it's like, okay, we're going to put an Elliott and Ruiz there, Ruiz and Ojeda in there. I'm still a little worried.
About Ruiz?
Ruiz isn't great defensively.
No, not even close.
Remember when, for a long time, the balls would just fly right through there? We were struggling for a long time.
Bringing that up, he was very weak defensively on our half.
Yeah.
On outside the 18, he let quite a bit of play happen underneath him when that's not allowed, and that's going to be hopefully that's changed with the amount of time he's been studying, because hopefully he's been studying this all year.
Or push him up a little bit, and it looks like that's kind of what they're talking about doing.
Yeah.
Just by
Yeah, because I can see that. Because a true 4-2-3-1, your two fullbacks are going to be quite a bit attacking, and then you should have one midfielder be a center defensive mid, one being attacking. So that way you have essentially that one man on a little bit that bridge in between the two center backs and the goalie. So that way there's that defensive minded. But I think it's probably going to depend on Pablo Ruiz being at the level that we need him at the beginning of the season. Not where he can be, but where we need him in the beginning of the season. Because if we put in Palacio and we expect him to work well with Ojeda, seeing them last year, their ability to work with each other, it was almost two different minds. Two different ideas of what needs to be expected. Palacio wants to send the ball down. Ojeda kind of wants to orchestrate, move people around, find holes. And I think Palacio is a sit back, send it, whereas Ojeda is a find it through dribbling and accessing.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that Anelli said when we were talking to him. He said, "I'm working on my dribble time, because I'll turn it and there's room and space to dribble, and I don't take it usually.
Yeah,
I make a quick
great
pass."
observation by him.
Yeah,
fantastic.
So he's working on that coming in. So my preference is, for the first game, is to have Anelli and Ojeda there.
Just to set the ground. Just like, hey, this is what we're going to see.
And if we see something in the game that Pablo, zens out and finds and sees, slide him over to right back and change up the formation and bring in Palacio to change the game a little bit. I'm cool with that,
Yeah.
But don't. I would say that's the strength of our team. Don't change it. Those four right there, Vera,
Glad,
Anelli, Palacio or Ojeda and Glad. Yeah.
That's a very
block
stout middle.
And before we get too far back, Dominic Marksuk, lots of
Love that guy.
Lots of positives coming in from preseason. Everybody asking the question about who's scoring the goals. Dominic's name pops up. Really.
Bro, he plays super high. So the only thing that like sucks is like when you watch him in his last year, like the last 6 games before the playoffs, he got trapped quite a bit into that outside corner. And Ojeda, Nelly played the right side. And Nelly liked to sink in and like take that inward route to kind of play off of each other, where Markzuk likes to be the highest guy and work his way back, it felt like. And if we can get somebody off the back door like a fullback, because Brody kind of played that, but he's more of a negative passer. If we can have a fullback come up to assist Markzuk and also have Markzuk be able to play with Diogo through that center, we're going to see a lot more shots on goal by Markzuk. He's going to probably be the best setup player based on how far up the field he plays. Because he was so good one-on-one. And he was also incredibly physical. So I have like high hopes for that kid. I hope we keep him.
Yeah, another guy that I think might be in the grouping there is Gozo. I think he might be the backup to Dom. We were kind of asking him, hey, where do you see yourself fitting? Because he's kind of played forward in a 2-forward system.
Yeah.
He played the little speedy forward, right? Not the big forward back to goal stuff. And he said right wing.
Oh, yes.
So he might be that second change of pace guy, that ball over the top guy, that late game sub when everybody else is tired to knock a few balls out there and get a late game goal to ensure the victory kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how I'm seeing him. But, I mean, we'll see how it plays out and if he gets that opportunity.
And he's got his head on straight.
Yeah. Grounded.
Lives at home. Has to take out the garbage.
Yeah, we asked him that. He said, yeah, I still got to take out the trash. Yeah.
That's
so very
good.
grounded for a young kid. So very keen to see him get an opportunity. And then I feel a little bit better having some conversations with folks, asking them about, for me, looking on the outside in, my biggest concern would be defense, but it seems like they are very high on Junqua and Catranis, very high on Vera, and Glad, but also Kobe Henry.
Oh, Kobe Henry,
Kobe Henry has really, and Philip Quinton.
Yeah.
So those are 2 people that they're really high on. And then over on the right side,
who is it? Back. Who do you think it is?
So I think it's going to be Brown.
You think it's Javian?
I think Brown starts.
And that's kind of sad because I feel like in the
coaching
maybe
standpoint, Quentin will. Maybe Quentin.
Quentin could sneak over there. I mean,
yeah,
if you want to get the best player on.
But if you're going to be attacking, Quentin's not the answer.
No, but if we're going to Costa Rica first, that's what I'm saying. Maybe Quentin gets to start there because he's more tactical and he's going to stay back and defend more. And maybe for the first game, we don't get all pushy, uppy the fieldy. I mean,
maybe that's
because Costa Rican teams are very technical, but they're not as what would
physical,
you say, like,
imposing.
Yeah, imposing,
like
but also
space.
like.
They're not like a brick wall. Everything is intricate. They have layers, and they're working with those layers.
Well,
they're going to try to break you down by dribbling you off the ball.
Absolutely.
Not by
positioning.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a reason to have a Nelly at the right back.
Well, I think no matter what they're going to do, Catranis is always going to play super high on the left.
Yeah.
No matter what. So if they do Quinton, it's going to be a 3-man back line while attacking. If it's Javian Brown, I don't know how he is on the ball. I haven't seen him like really take possession and look up
for a while. Yeah, it's been a while.
So I don't know his skill set, but I still think Bodie Hidalgo. You talk this guy up, like you love him. We understand.
I think Bodie he brings this like physical presence. He's good on the ball. He's a good long passer of the ball. What? He had like 4 assists.
4 assists, but there was a long ball assist.
Well, a couple of them, yeah. They were crosses in. Like he's playing, working. He works that like system well of pass and move and pass and move. Brody does it too, but then Brody never really gets that long ball in.
Well, so one thing that Brody is very refined to where his options are.
Yeah.
He is outside wing, he can send that to it, or it's going to be a negative pass.
But he also almost never gives the ball away.
No. He is like to a T. That's what you're going to get, which is
Right.
reliable.
Mm-hmm.
But Bodie Hidalgo opens up because he's looking for something else. He's going over somebody. He's going
Next
through somebody,
level.
which is good. But I still don't think he is a seasoned MLS player
No, he's not.
That-
He's pretty young.
that is going to be like our go-to guy. I don't see it. Like that, what was it?
Bodie?
Hidalgo, yeah. Because the season, was it last year or the year before? We kind of had to use him through injury.
Yeah.
And he couldn't handle the 90 minutes every day without a few mistakes. And as that wing, that left Glad quite open, and I didn't like that. I would put my money on Brown, but I don't know what's his dribbling abilities.
Yeah, it's a little concerning there.
That's why I get a little happy about Anelli playing right back, even though it eliminates him as the double pivot. When he was that right back, it was nice to see some movement on the ball because we were so left-hand heavy that it was nothing on the right side.
Remember when we lost to St. Louis 4-0 and all you could talk about was how good Anelli played? Remember that?
Oh, yeah, dude.
And I was just so sad. I was like, shut up, dude. I don't even care how well Anelli played. We lost 4-0.
Dude, it was amazing.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm a coach. I look for the positive.
it's all right.
All right, and then
That's good. I was too busy being a fan.
we're really curious to see how the starting lineup starts. Because there's a lot of games. There could be like 17, 19 games
In 40 days or
or
something.
something. Yeah, Trey has it down. But then the keeper, I think it's going to be quite the competition.
You think so? I mean, we're
So-
using a DP spot for Cabral.
Yeah, so I think Cabral is the starter, but
You're talking about the number 2, Mason, and the other 2.
yeah, because Cabral's
draftees.
taking the number 1 shirt.
Oh, I saw that just barely today.
Yeah, he's taking the number 1.
But he's not a DP.
Mason,
He is a DP, isn't he not?
No.
Oh, they got him down?
Mason Stuyduhart.
Stajuhar?
Sty.
I remember Sty in your eye.
Stuyduhart.
Stuyduhart, okay.
Yeah, we talked to him. He's well-spoken kid. I mean, he's 27, so
Funny.
So his biggest... So,
for a goalkeeper, he's still young. But
so from what you guys gathered on Saturday in your investigating,
Yeah.
Mason is going to be the number 2, or is it still kind of up for debate because of the
Sounds
other...
like the two young
He-
kids are probably going to be Monarchs.
yeah, he
1 and
gave
2.
a lot of credit to the other guys,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's pretty. I think it's
stout.
pretty.
Okay,
set-
so we got a
set
1
by
and
that.
a 2 no matter what.
Yep.
And then the third is going to be a toss-up.
Yeah, the third one is the other kid.
Kirk Valet or whatever, the freshman
The
that
one
we got out of the
that's-
draft that was
Yeah,
6'5" or something like that.
Yeah, he has an
he seems
MLS
to be the third
contract,
one.
and Trace Alphen has.
Monarchs,
Monarchs.
but they're still competing.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it could be. You could have a third. Somebody's going to pick up. Somebody gets
Yeah.
injured.
So somebody's going
One-
to travel to Costa Rica.
I want, for this season, I do not want to talk about the goalie.
No.
I don't want to talk about, hey, let's get the second
How
guy.
many
going-
freaking times, bro?
I am so done with that. No other team is like, do you think number 2 goalie's going to start? Like, no.
No, dude. How many freaking times? That's what
Bro, that's...
the phrase that just kept coming up last year, right?
See, I don't care if Cabral lets in 7 goals the first game. Don't care.
As long as he doesn't
Just
come
don't.
out and miss.
You're gonna get 19 games right off the rip. See how you do, and then if that doesn't work, Mason, you get 5 games in a row. Make it happen. If it still sucks, we're going back with Cabral, and we've dug our own grave, and that's who we got. I cannot stand that swapping of the goalies. I know business wise it's great, but like, dude, like
Yeah.
the goalie has a whole different view on soccer compared to everyone else. If you put a striker and a goalie together, their views are completely different. Their roles are completely different, not just about their position, but like one mess up on a striker is every minute. One mess up on a goalie is once per game almost.
Yeah.
And
And
that
that-
is detrimental.
Yeah.
And so
I'm
don't
with you.
ruin the goalie's confidence.
Yeah. That's
Just-
a big deal.
Absolutely. Because
Yeah.
it's a whole
Huge
different
deal.
player.
Yep.
Yep.
Hold
And then
on,
one of the things that hasn't been out there, or just not paying attention, Pablo Mastroeni is in the last year of a contract.
Yeah,
What?
that went under the radar.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. The Zen Master himself.
So
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask. We talked off air. We had
Really?
a slight meeting. It was great.
Whoa.
Yeah, we should
Thanks
have
for the
one of those.
invite.
We should have a meeting more often. Okay, Pablo.
Yeah.
What do you enjoy about him? What do you not enjoy about him?
So I think he engages with the players a lot. Meaning, like, when they're playing well and doing great, he kind of leaves them alone and lets them be. And when they're struggling, he gets in their ear and he kind of tries to build them up. At least that's kind of how I hear him when he's talking to us and to the media. But also when he kind of sits down and opens up about his philosophy on football, on soccer, on the game.
Yeah.
And so for me to see him work with players that struggle, awesome. That's great. Like, because that's, as soon as things tip the wrong way and he piles onto that, then it just falls apart, right? Like, so I think he's the kind of guy that can, if things starts to toggle the wrong way, he can get everybody
right the
back
ship.
on board quickly.
Okay. What do you not like about him? Or, in a better way, what would you like to see change?
I'd like to see him be more tactical. And I don't want him to get too tactical, because I don't want him to be Freddie.
Yeah.
Just go to Seattle mid-season like
One tactical genius is enough.
You know?
Yeah.
Don't do that.
But expound on that. So what do you mean by tactical? Like, because, I mean, with the coaching changes, how many he swapped,
So
it's
his-
now a technical...
His mentality is, we do what we do and we make them change.
Right.
But every team has a weakness. This is MLS. Some guys are on 80,000 and some guys are on 2 million.
Yeah.
And there's a reason some guys are on 80,000 or 60,000 or whatever. And if we don't attack the guy that's on 80,000 in his first game in MLS, we're idiots.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think too many times we just go in there with this, well, let's just play our game mentality instead of going, there's a matchup we can exploit right there. And I think basketball does that really good because there's only 5 guys at a time on the court for each team.
Yeah.
But in soccer, sometimes that gets lost. You're like, that outside back's playing his first game. So let's get into him. Let's try to...
So you want him to be more adaptable.
There it is. That's it.
Well, you had the game a couple seasons ago where Kansas City, remember that, where Kansas City attacked Brody so bad they had to move him to the other side.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember
Yeah,
that?
No,
he swapped from left to right.
They ended Brody's career that day, dude.
That was
And
not
then there was
good.
another good example was in the Kansas City Chiefs Buffalo Bills game where
They just kept going after that left-sided guy.
they had the what do you
Number
call it?
3, whatever, number 5,
The defensive
whatever.
back who was injured, and they
Yep.
sent in a new defensive back, and they just went right after him.
Yep.
Right after him. Right
3,
after
4
him.
throws in a row.
So I think that's a great point. and
Like,
be
that's
more
what the
adaptable.
best teams do. Like, you go after the weak spot. You exploit the weak spot.
You don't
It's like
change.
Christmas. You don't just start grabbing the box and ripping it open. No, you exploit the weak spot, bro. The crease and then you open presents way faster.
So,
So I like what he was saying about being adaptable.
no. What do you like?
What I like about Pablo, let's see, there's so many.
Wow, you can't think of a thing.
Can't think of a thing. No,
Can't think of
I
anything
do
else.
like the mentality he brings.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Zen, the universe, and all of that. You hear nothing but great things from players, from teammates, from people that talk about Pablo. I do think that if we were trying to think what would he improve, I do find it interesting that there are different things you have to do. I think he has too many bars you have to get over to
To prove yourself.
To
To
prove
get
yourself.
Oh, so
I think there's been players that have come on and then they have spent quite a bit of time on the bench trying to get in his good
acclimate to
in
his
his good graces
style and
and could be totally justified, but it seems like there might be just a little bit too much.
like a little bit of a bias when it comes to...
Well, even when Gonçalves showed up, right? Everybody's talking about what a stud he is now and how awesome he is, and it still took him like 3 or 4 games to have a full 90, right?
Yeah, but I think that was based on... Because when he first came in, he had starts right at the first 2 games when he came in, and those starts were awful. and he did not link
was
up.
subbed
He
in the
was
60th minute,
He was
right?
honestly, he was just camping in that center, man to man. Nobody was
sit
on
him
him.
on the bench for a few games.
Johnny
Yeah.
Menendez.
So that was a good coaching thing from him. Was okay. I'm going to give you your time to shine. Looks like things aren't going to work, so let's put you in at the slowly. Don't jump in the water to check the temperature. Go a little bit at a time.
And excuse me, sorry, I don't know where. Kevin Lambert, right? We're not going to see Lambert back unless there's injuries and stuff. They just don't rate him. So you bring in the best defender in the USL, and
He gets a sniff. He
And
plays
Were
one
we at
game.
practice to see how well he was doing at practice?
no, we weren't. But from what we've heard, the coaches just don't rate him. So,
Okay.
so I think that could be true, but it looks like there are too many.
So he's not recognizing potential that other people can recognize.
Maybe, but he's also developing talent. So there's a balance there.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find negative things about Pablo.
Yeah.
But those are just kind of things that I see that kind of pop up. But one of the things that I find interesting, and it could be, they always talk about their practices.
Yeah.
And the players even talk about their practices. Like, I think Nelly might even mention that their strength coach doesn't like all the practices. They might go.
He likes to get after it.
They go really hard in practice, and
Yeah.
there have been some injuries and stuff like that. So
Well, that's why Silva's gone. He was the cause of like 3 of the major injuries.
perhaps
Was I not supposed to say that?
No, he was.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he was a wrecking ball at practice. He
Yeah.
just wrecked people.
and
He
himself,
let
he
it
wrecked
over.
himself.
Yeah.
So I think by doing that, RSL the last 3 years, right, has for the most part has started out really strong, and RSL the team has kind of petered out in the second
Down
half
the
of the season
stretch.
for different reasons,
Yeah,
injuries.
each year it's
Each
kind of been
year.
a different deal.
But I wonder how much of that is when there is just too much.
Well, so you bring that up. I have
So-
a lot of experience on the tennis side, obviously, because I make a living out of it now. But one of the top, so there was 4 top players. They called them the Big Four. So there was Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, and Andy Murray. They were the top 4, and they were all incredibly different with how they trained. Nadal trains at 100%. He hits the ball 100%. He plays matches 100% like he's playing in a match.
He's
every
Spanish,
single,
right?
Every
He's
single
the
day.
Spanish
He's
guy.
the
No,
lead
no.
Span. He
Okay.
just retired.
yeah,
And the clay, the master
clay,
on clay.
right.
on the clay. Yeah,
Roger Federer was the complete polar opposite. He did a heavy training in the off court, like nobody knows about, like when it's just hush hush. He did a lot of heavy training, but when he did on court like warm ups and stuff, it was incredibly relaxed. It was very just feel the ball, no stress, nothing, and then when he played.
and he's the Swiss guy.
He's the Swiss guy, and he has 21 Grand Slams or 20 Grand Slams, but he also has immense longevity. So
Yeah.
both of them were 20 plus years. And then you have Novak Djokovic, who's still going, and he's more clinical. He's more like tactical. He doesn't really go too hard, doesn't go too soft, but he's very mental.
And
zen.
he's the Czech guy,
Serbian.
Serb. Okay.
Yeah, he's the one who's still playing. He's got 24 Grand Slams.
Yeah.
And then Andy Murray was literally the British guy, and he was like on court cardio. Like we used to do a drill where you're in the service box and you go side to side tapping the line for 30 seconds. We call it the Andy Murray drill because he's the one who started that.
Okay.
But all 4 of those, the ones that are out now, Andy Murray got out real quick because of a hip issue, because overuse, all that mumbo jumbo. Nadal is constantly fighting injury. He was like always having ibuprofen, tons of injuries with his knees, blah blah blah. Roger Federer had a back injury towards the end of his career after like 20 years, and then Novak Djokovic is barely just getting like he's having some knee issues. So my thing is, if Pablo is trying to be all like Rafael Nadal, which is 100%, this is how we're doing it, blah 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 blah, I think over time we can be great, but if we are unsure of whose role is who, this is going to just ruin us.
Yeah.
Because if we're swapping people out, we're going hard in practice and we're getting injuries, that needs to stop. Preseason we can go hard. Once or twice a week you can go hard, but then leading up you need to be softer. But I think the negative for Pablo is from what it sounds like, he doesn't have the ability to know when to change things. It's his way or the highway. It does all this, we're gung-ho, we're going to do this. But there is a time where you need to stop, turn around, and look around. You know what I mean? Like, you need to adapt. If you're having a Wednesday game, you shouldn't be going hard. You should be tactical, you should be efficient, but you need to prioritize feel. And I don't really see him doing that, but also, this is coming from the outside. It's not like I'm trying.
And it seems like RSL are kind of playing a game with him that's like, hey, look, if you can get a result in the playoffs this year, we'll offer you a new contract. But if he gets a result in the playoffs, they're probably going to have to up the ante and pay him a little bit more, right? If he's getting to the Western Conference Final.
If you look at his track record, like him showing up in the playoffs that first year when he took over halfway, that's pretty impressive.
That year was great.
That was pretty impressive.
Right? But can he do it with his guys? That's the point, right?
With zero expectations.
Zero expectation, right. Then the second season comes up. We are an incredibly small team. Who do we got to score for us? Cordoba?
Yeah, we struggled to score goals that year.
Dami, sure.
Dami,
great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that second year, he had Cordoba. Dami was injured. Didn't have any real strikers. Still got it. Sabarillo came back. Kind of helped out. Savarino, sorry. He was working with a sandlot team. Got us to the playoffs. Did pretty well in the playoffs. Then the third year, come back. He has an all-star guy who is not an all-star guy anymore towards the end of the season. He's got a big-name guy who isn't converting. Diogo, he wasn't in a good place. Constant injuries, rotations, all this. And a goalie who's not being able to adapt to his way of playing.
Yeah.
It's not a bad record.
Right.
By any means.
Well, I think especially one season where
we tied our way out.
We picked up Chicho.
Yeah.
At the end, in the middle of the season.
We still lost to Houston.
That was the second season, though, right?
Oh, it was the third thing, isn't it?
No, that was the second.
We still lost to Houston in the playoffs.
Yeah. You're probably right.
Right, and then last year we lost to Minnesota in the playoffs, but we tied our way through those.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, and then we got some really unfortunate injuries that really... And PKs, yeah. Should have asked that question at the meeting. But yeah, like if you're... I know, like, it feels like people are biased towards him. Like, they don't like him because there's certain things, and a lot of people are upset about Chicho being gone. But really, with what he's been given, he's created people, and he's also got us to the playoffs.
And here's my biggest concern. If you look at the guys that are playing up top, Jago, Manuel, Piol, and then bring it back into that three-layer too, Diego Luna, Tyler Wolff, like all these guys that are in there, Mark Zook, they're all kids. Yeah. They're all guys that are fighting to prove themselves, which is great. But just like in basketball, when the game's on the line, you throw it to your best player and you let them create. Is that what...
Really, you're going to say that?
With Diego...
You're going to say that with the Chicago Bulls not dishing it off to Michael Jordan? They're going to give it to a white guy to shoot a three?
Well, Jordan gave it to him, though.
Oh,
the ball
that's
was
right.
in Jordan's hands before he sent it over there. You know what I mean? If any of those guys are back post open, he'll give them the ball and they can tap it in. My point is, when the game's on the line, who can still deliver? And no one in that group, except Gonçalves, has been anywhere close to being the man for their team.
Gonçalves was not the man last year.
No, for other teams, he's been the man.
I see what you're saying.
He's actually played
really
Champions
good
League.
teams.
He's
been the man.
He's great.
So he can be that guy, and if he can rise up to that level, then I think we're okay with all the youth around him. Everybody else can grow
Well, you've also
into their
got
roles.
Diego, who is going to probably take leaps and bounds.
Diego Luna.
Diego Luna is going to, I think he's going to improve
he is
leaps and bounds.
He is the Intermountain Messi.
Intermountain Messi.
He is the Intermountain Messi.
And then I think Mark Zook. I think by the end of the season, we could have. When you're asking who the go-to players are,
Mark Zook.
It could be Mark Zook and Luna.
It could be, but we don't have it yet. So if the game's on the line and these guys are scoring important goals for us all year long, I'll take it back. But if not, and we're struggling down the stretch again, I think Pablo's gone at the end of the season.
I don't know. I think if we don't get a powerful striker, like a high thing striker, I still think Ajago and Puyol are going to get it done.
Okay.
We only have one DP right now, and they
said there's another one potentially coming now or in the window.
Well, they're always looking. So
Yeah.
But they do. They are planning on finding, or trying to find another DP, designated player, and whether that's in now or the summer, maybe in between.
Yeah.
It just depends how things fall. But there's always negotiations, and you never know when it's gonna pop. So.
Can we talk about something else now?
Yeah, but I do agree with Tyler. I think that'd be very interesting if RSL doesn't finish high, and struggles through the end of the year. I think this could be. I might see Pablo go because we saw it before, and that was always the main thing. Jason Christ, right? Why didn't Jason Christ stick around? Because Deloy, Deer Leader, did not offer him a contract, and they couldn't come to an agreement. And
now look who's back.
Jason said, "Hey, I'm out of here."
Yeah.
And he may regret that leaving, but it's tough to regret going and hanging out in Manchester, regardless if you're on the wrong side, and all the opportunities he's had. But he's back, so yeah, I think that's a possibility.
Yeah. Yep. I think it's definitely something to watch out for.
So let's talk about this kit.
Let's do.
Leaked
so
kit.
Is it leaked or did they finally post it?
Footy something. FootyDetails.com. Footy.
Well, I think Pro Image is Image.
They're the chumps that leaked it.
Yeah.
And then Footy Headlines got a hold of it and put it out there.
And then it's been all over, I think.
But it's not official until the 13th of February.
So what are your thoughts?
It's a checkerboard background, blue and white.
On the front.
Primary white with the blue checkers on it, and then
that little blue strip under the armpit with the 3 red stripes on the top.
Yeah, that way you don't get armpit stains.
Oh, excuse me. And then there's...
Wow, thanks for yawning right in the mic. That was great.
Sorry,
Appreciate you.
My bad. But then there's also the Lost.
The Lost.
Remember that TV show Lost where they had the design from whatever it was they were...
Oh, yeah. And they had to go push the button every couple days or something.
Yeah. They got that design inside the
checkerboards.
Is that what that is?
It's like a Mayan maze.
I'm sure it has...
it's got some importance somewhere. Yeah. Some artistic...
They will let us know what that means.
About the Great Salt Lake or
maybe
something?
it's a mine. Maybe it's a dried up lake.
Oh, maybe, yeah, the copper mine. That's it.
Maybe, yeah. Could be,
I think the
could be Sandy's overall geographical print in some kind. Who knows? Somebody's going to say something artsy fartsy. It's not bad.
It's not bad. The yellow on the blue looks okay, but it looks like it doesn't fit.
See, that's the amount of yellow that needs to be there.
Yeah.
This amount of yellow right here?
Too much.
Too much.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I love this kit.
Yeah, you do.
I did too.
But it's almost like when they're going to wear it, it's going to look pretty good, but it doesn't do anything for you. Like, it doesn't make you happy, doesn't make you sad. Like, it's kind of one of those, probably
looks like Croatia.
Yeah, it does look like Croatia.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a Croatia, but blue and white, and then
maybe
up top with the red stripes.
That's the reason they did that is because our next DP demanded it because he's from Croatia.
Nope.
Oh, dude, that's a stretch.
No,
these are years in the making.
Oh, well, maybe he was like 15.
Maybe Demir was like, "Hey, do you think you're gonna give me a kit before I leave?"
They're like, "Yeah, in 2 years," and he's like, "Great, I'll be here." And then he checked out.
Then this corner went away, and
So, what do you like it? Well, how would you rate it out of 10?
So
kit?
My all-time favorite is this one.
Really?
Yeah, the digital.
Really?
Yeah, love it. It's a good kit to wear around. It's not too white. It's got some gray in it. It's got some white, blue, like you spill. Yeah, you can't quite tell. It's got the blueprint over the top and the blue numbers. Maybe this one could do that too, but I also like the logo is all red and white, and so looks like the logo here is all yellow on the new one. So I kind of like it, but I'd say 7 out of 10.
I'd give it a 7.
I'll go 6. Why not? I think it's one that you have to see on. It might look better on.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
I don't
with
hate
a
it,
group of
you know.
10 of them running around.
Do you think the
I could
shorts are
easily-
just going to be blue?
No, we saw Mason walk in with some purple ones.
Or those are his Orlando ones?
No,
purple?
you didn't
Well,
see
that's a
that?
goalie.
Do you
That's
even
a
pay
goalie.
Oh,
attention?
he's a goalie.
He's a goalie, so
I
he's
know.
going to have a different fit.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we don't know.
So we don't know, but maybe purple and probably
Well, they all
another main color.
When they came in, they all had blue on.
Well, they were all wearing jackets, so
So
we
you
couldn't
couldn't
see
see.
the jersey.
But they all
Except
had blue
Luna.
sweatshirts.
And we picked up on a little tidbit.
We don't
Huh?
need to do that.
The Apple logo. The Apple logo has been redesigned for every kit in MLS. And the Apple logo, the actual manzana, the little,
Apple?
yeah, the outline of the logo, has the RSL crown tip in the top of it. So this little guy right here, this little plus sign at the top of the crown,
Where's the Apple logo
is
going to be?
inside the manzana. Inside
Oh, it's
the
going
logo.
on the sleeve?
Yeah, just like that. Instead of being all glued out.
Oh, there we go.
This little tip of the crown is inside the Apple.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of cool.
That's what $200 something billion get you, right?
Yeah, little crown inside the Apple. Anyway, that's on the red kit. We haven't seen it on the white kit yet, so
We
we'll
haven't
see
seen
what
the
it
white
looks
kit.
like there.
Yeah, we don't even know what
Yeah,
white kit
could be
looks like.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
not checkerboard. at
We
all.
don't know.
We're just guessing.
We're going to wait
We don't know.
till the 13th.
10
Yeah,
days.
we still got 10
T-minus.
days to figure out what's going on.
T-minus.
We could. This could be a ploy.
Get your Valentine's.
Could be a
gifts
total
in.
left field. It's
Yeah,
probably
could be.
just. It's going to be a black jersey.
Yeah,
Who
could
knows?
look like those other crappy kits from Portland with the pink on them.
All right,
All
now
right.
it's time for single ladies over 30 in your area. Do you need a single lady in Magna, Utah? Well, this guy does apparently. That's what Apple thinks.
ladies.
All the single ladies. All the divorced ladies. All the single
crazy
ladies.
All the crazy ladies.
Are you done? Are you guys
Oh,
done?
are you
Crowd
done? I'm just
town.
saying, scrub your server, buddy.
Update.
All right, time for the Come On Crawley update.
Come on, Crawley.
Come on.
They
Crowley.
got hosed by Wrexham.
Oh, I didn't
Come
even
on,
see this
man.
one.
Saturday
They
morning,
got hosed.
they got hosed.
They were playing at the Crawley Pit. What's
Oh,
it called?
They were at the Broadfield.
The Broadfield.
So
What
Wrexham,
was the final score?
2-1.
Ooh.
So Wrexham scores early. Here we go. You want to see?
As they do.
You can go get the highlights, as you should. So early, 2 minutes in, and Wrexham is not impressive.
Oh, they're super impressive. What are you talking about?
They are not impressive. Not impressive. They don't play dynamic. They're just a bunch of good guys, decent players.
That want to be on TV.
But as far as being dynamic and fun to watch, they are not. They are not fun to watch. Because Crawleytown
What about Super Paul Mullen, dude?
dominated this game. They had 62 plus.
Oh, that's a nice pass, though.
Great keeper. They have a young goalkeeper they just loaned out from Brentford
I saw
who
that, yeah.
stands on his head. But yeah, they outplayed him for most of the game.
And then they
Watch-
scored to
watch this goal.
equalize, so 1-1.
Watch
Oh,
this
this is
goal
the one I
by
saw online.
Ibrahim.
Except you
One
can't
time,
watch.
boom!
You're just watching us watch a
Oh
replay.
yeah.
What a volley.
That was a good
So
volley.
35 yards out, and then that's in the 90th, 89th minute.
Oh, really?
89th
They
minute.
knotted up in the 89th.
And then
Oh,
watch
bro.
this. This is
Next
talk about
play.
getting hosed. This is a goal that Tyler would talk about for years. So watch. The ball's going to come in, and I think it's this guy right here. Let's see.
38.
38 special.
Oh, that was a missed one. There's the
Oh, they had one more chance before.
one more. For sure comes in like the last kick of the game. So here it is right here. So it comes in. They're going around.
They're turning on the lights. They're seeing shadows on the field.
Maybe it's 11. No, it's 38 right here.
Yeah.
Watch what he does to Jeremy Kelly. And you can go watch the highlights. Maybe I'll put it up on.
If you're listening online, we're sorry.
He pulls him. Twists him. Yep. Pulls him down.
Yanks him down.
Got it.
And
Like you do
and he's wide
when
open.
you want to be open for a header. And scores.
Should that stand? That's a foul.
No, it's not a foul.
No,
It's a
because
foul.
it's what's his
No, it's
name?
not. No, it's not a foul.
It's that guy. 38
So replay
special.
it real quick. So if you pause right there. Oh, no, go back a little bit.
Here we go.
Right there. Okay.
Okay, hold on.
Going through, gets in his way.
Okay,
He kind of
press pause.
pushes him.
Okay, now,
Tries to back up
if
into
you look
him.
right here, this guy that guy is a part of a team called Wrexham.
Oh, that's right.
That means that he is affiliated with what's his name again?
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. So
Rob McElhenney, I mean.
So they're gonna win.
Well, and look where the ref's looking when the
He's looking at Ryan Reynolds right now.
Cross coming in.
He's thinking
He can't
Deadpool
see that.
4. I'm
the
in
fourth
it.
official can't see that.
Well, where is the fourth official? Is he on this side or that
So-
side?
Yeah, what a stupid.
If he's on that
Tell
side,
me
he
that's
can't
not a
see
goal.
it.
that-
it's
But
that.
there's
Where's
no-
VAR?
There's no VAR. in
Would
this
Tyler be
league.
going on and on forever about this?
Oh, dude, we would never hear the ending.
You know what
Oh my gosh,
You know what's really hilarious?
it's a good thing though.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing.
Just keep going, dude. Pile it on.
It's a good
I
thing.
can take it.
No, it's honestly
Those are
like
big
you're
broad
on our
shoulders,
side.
bro.
You're on our side,
I
and that's
am.
what we love about it.
Right?
So the funniest thing is that League One, the EFL, played the highlights,
Yeah.
but they crop out the foul.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they cropped out the foul. I tweeted at him. Yeah, I can see that foul from here in my house, and I live in Utah. So yeah, it
They're
was.
like, where's Utah?
Seriously.
They don't like Americans right now.
Past Utah.
They don't like Americans. Why don't they like Americans right now?
Well,
We
Wrexham
talked-
loves Americans.
Anyway, so
All
tough loss.
All the
after
Wrexam
really
fans live here and then travel to.
tough loss, and it was really bad.
Well, there's some other crazy news going around MLS. Cucho Hernandez might be heading out. He's heading to outside of MLS.
Not
Oh.
Cucho.
He's going to Real Betis.
Real Betis isn't bad.
Real Betis, yeah. And so he's on the transfer block.
Wait, what team did he play?
25-year-old Colombian, around a $16
Oh, it was the
million
Columbus guy.
dollar move to go to Real Betis.
Do you see who got transferred on loan? Who? Marcus Rashford.
Where'd he go? That was today, huh?
Aston Villa.
Okay,
Really?
because today was
Yeah.
the.
Wait,
Loaned him.
what?
They loaned him to Aston Villa.
Seriously?
Yeah, and there's no return clause. There's no like, hey, based on performance, if you're really hot, you come back. There's none of that.
Wow.
So, yeah, he's over there and he's pretty much out.
Are you excited about that?
Yeah, dude. Did you see the signing? That guy looks like he's not all there, man. Like he is
Rashford.
not the same guy. Rashford, yeah.
Interesting. Did you see the Arsenal game? They
No.
played Man City, and so Odie
Odegaard?
scored in the second minute.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Kai Havertz had it, and he had the keeper one-on-one, and he's like, I can't score. I should just pass it to Odegaard, even though he's covered. And so he did that, and Odegaard still scored. And I was
my
laughing
gosh.
so hard that I almost fell off the couch. And I was at church, so that would have been really funny if I would have fallen off the pew in church. Anyway, so then, what's this big guy? The big
Earl Holland.
Holland comes down and scores, and he's kind of like pulling on his shirt,
Yeah.
going, "We're the champs," because there's that little part of their shirt that says they're the champs.
Champions, yeah.
And he's doing this to the defenders, right? The two center backs for Arsenal, because he had words with them last game.
You stay humble.
Yeah, stay humble, right? And
Yeah.
then so he's kind of gesturing like, "You're not champions, you're chumps," or whatever,
Yeah.
right? So then Arsenal go down and score 4 goals and win 5-1.
5-1.
Yeah, and Holland didn't get a good sniff the whole rest of the game. It was
Wow.
pretty funny.
And then at the end of the
Pretty
game,
funny.
Arsenal
That's why you
was-
don't talk midway through the game.
Arsenal
Wait till it's
played
over.
that song "Stay Humble" or something. They were playing something at the end of the game to rub it in.
Yeah, it was great. Anyway,
That's crazy.
So yeah,
so there you go. There's the
All right.
Come On Arsenal update.
So smash that like button. Tell a friend. Stay in school. Don't do drugs.
Use the crosswalks.
Use the crosswalks.
Don't get too cold.
Tell your neighbor, it's bad luck to step on a crack because you may break your mama's back.
that's right.
Don't
And
look for people over 30.
don't look for.
online.
I mean, if you
Over 30
see a
singles.
broad showing something she's not supposed to show,
Just crash and
she's
tell.
looking to mingle,
Crash and tell. That's
Just-
the way out, friends.
clear your cookies,
Clear your cookies.
delete your search browser.
Crash your device and go tell somebody.
Absolutely.
You'll feel better.
Look at this. Look at that. She's onto you. Do you see
Yeah.
that? She's onto you, man.
She's-
She's like
yeah.
Brandt.
The screensaver is,
Brandt.
or desktop is Brandt's wife staring at him with a,
With
I
the
can't believe you did that
quizzical
face.
brow.
The same look I get all the time. So yeah.
Love it.
Hate it.
Keep
All
it
right.
up, brothers.
So there you go, kids. We'll see you next time.